Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora, and happy Tuesday. You are listening to and watching Good Morning, Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. It's 9:02 a.m., and we have a new guest representing a new organization. First time on our program, but also his first time in a studio.
Yes, sir.
Doing a podcast, right?
Yes, sir.
Jordan Haddad, how you feeling?
Amazing, man. Thank you for the blessing of having me on.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So we're going to talk about a lot today. We're going to detail Flock and Field Natural, talk about the products, talk about the organization as well. I just introduced you, but also, let us know who you are in your own words, and then let's talk about Flock and Field.
Yeah, thank you for the amazing introduction. For everyone that's tuning in that does not know me, my name is Jordan Haddad, the founder and CEO of Flock and Field Naturals. Reason why I started the company is because in this world that we live in nowadays, so many people are taking too many opioids, prescriptions, things that are very harmful for the body. With my ability of not being able to help you with what you consume orally, with food and different things in that nature, my gift and why Flock and Field established was to be able to give you more of that natural living style, helping people get off of prescriptions, opioids, things that are very harmful and toxic for the body.
Right. Yep. And I'm glad you mentioned that as well, because I know a lot of veterans. A lot of them are older, and to let them know that there are alternatives as opposed to the pills and opioids too, I think is very important for a better standard of living, a better quality of living. Now, how long has Flock and Fields been around? When did you start it?
So I've been behind the scenes a lot longer, but we officialized our launch date on June of 2023.
Okay, wow. And in that, coming up to 2-year time, what's it been like? What have been some of the highs and lows?
The highs is, this is one, for instance, being able to sit next to you on this podcast and be able to discuss the platform and share my story with the viewers. But, the people that we've got connected with over the years, of people that we've been able to reach and help and give them more of that natural living style, that's been more of our high for us. The lows, as everyone knows, there's always going to be those ups and downs.
Sure.
I think our biggest one is just having the consistency on good, proper events.
Right.
But even just like in the beginning, I know that was one of our biggest struggles, and now we're, reaching new growth and being able to accomplish that.
Because in 2023, COVID was going on.
Yeah.
So you guys started to get established and start trying to put a business together during COVID.
Yes, we were doing it before 2023, as I mentioned.
Sure.
We were before the launch date. But even once, COVID was still happening, unfortunately. Right. But being able to launch the date, get in front of the public, it's been a blessing.
Okay. Now, I want to say thank you for these amazing gifts in here. Now, what kind of products does Flock and Field provide to the people?
So we are primarily a wellness brand, primarily on the topical and skincare side. So some of the products that we offer are going to be like our pain lotion, our massage oil, other things in that nature. But we also offer like a protein snack line, a beverage line, even our smokable lines. So we do offer a range variety for people that want to experience different things.
Right. Okay. Now the lotion is CBD infused lotion, and I was very ashy, as they say, when I came in. And this lotion here really brought my skin to full radiance and chocolatiness. Thank you.
Of course.
Very much. And then you mentioned the protein bar. Here's the protein bar, you guys. And the protein bar, it looks delicious. It's got oats, chocolate, almonds, raisins, honey, and butter. And butter as well. And then we've got some cloud water, Arnold Palmer, half tea, half lemonade. This looks very, very good. And then also provided me with rolls. Very cool. Thank you very much, man. Much appreciated. So let's talk about the team of Flock and Fields. Who else is on the team?
So we have our web designer and web developer, and obviously our social media team. But daily operations, it's me, myself, and I.
Okay, all right. What events do you guys have coming up this year?
So we just had our last one, which was a Mario Kart themed event in Logan Square.
Okay.
Amazing vibes. We had a Mario Kart competition. Shout out to 420 Baby and Midwest Terps. Definitely tap in with them as well.
Okay.
Our next one's actually going to be this Saturday in Orland Park.
Okay.
And then get some other ones coming up in February and moving forward.
What have you noticed about the CBD industry as time has gone on? There's a lot of people who are unfamiliar with it, how it differentiates. Talk about that a little bit. Share your knowledge with us about the industry and kind of dispel what people may or may not know about it.
As you mentioned, it's an oversaturated market. A lot of people are in the industry. Mm-hmm. The biggest one that we've got to find with doing events and just connecting with people is that because it's so accessible where people can go into a smoke shop or a dispensary and even just like a gas station and buy it, there's not the highest quality, which is unfortunate. We've heard stories of people having allergic reactions to products, getting nauseated, things in that nature. So just really look for like the ingredients. The COAs is another big one. For those that don't know what a COA is, it's Certificate of Analysis. So those that want people to actually show the legitimacy of their products and the company as well. Right. And unfortunately, some of these companies don't offer that, which is usually more of that turnoff for most people. Right.
Why don't they? Is that laziness on their part, or is there, whatever you think it is it laziness on their part, or is it just, a deliberate desire to, not post how whack they're...
I don't, per person, I would say it's different.
Okay. Glad you understood what whack was, yeah.
I think some people are more of, it's more of a dollar amount for them. Okay. Where how much they can make and getting it quickly to have their profit margins. Okay. Unfortunately, with the COAs, it's a pay-to-play type of thing. Right. Where for some people, they don't want to pay to play. They rather just put the products out there and get the money back without having that full legitimacy of their products.
Right. Okay. Now, Logan Square was the event, a Mario Kart event. Man, that sounds like a whole lot of fun. I'm gonna have to come out to some of those events, man. Check 100%. Them out, see what's happening. And we're gonna share flyers that you guys have for upcoming events, too, going forward. Perfect. As well. 9:09 is the time if you're just joining us. Good morning to all of you great people out there. Daniel Calderon is here. Good morning to Daniel Calderon. Shatal Shavar, Lalu Yadav, and Aisha Saxon, just to name a few. Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you guys. It's -8 degrees outside, so please be safe, bundle up, and stay warm. The name Flock and Field Naturals, how did you come up with that name?
Shout out to my previous social media team and my web developer. It was, one of those things where we wanted to be unique. We wanted to stand out from the crowd. When you look at Flock and Field, you're going to consider us as a whole food brand. Mm-hmm. And that's what the brand and the company represents. So, unfortunately, we had a few different names in the ballpark at that time, but Flock and Field Naturals, because we actually, fun fact, we had our logo designed prior to the name actually released. Okay. So it was really one of those marrying the name that fit the best with the logo. Gotcha. And Flock and Field Naturals just really was one of those that stood out to you.
I feel that when looking at the logo, there's definitely a synonymity with it, because the logo is beautiful, what it shows, and Flock and Field Naturals. Now, how can people learn more about you guys? Shout out the socials.
Yeah, so we're on every platform, Flock and Field Naturals. Our website's going to be flockandfieldnaturals.com. Okay. We're about to release amazing things. Our next release is actually happening later this week. We're releasing our cookie line. Okay. So it's going to be a CBD chamomile crinkle cookie. Yummy. Which is going to be breathtaking for people that love chamomile tea and endure that really good quality snacks. Yeah, this is going to be the one for you. But we're also releasing our blogs as well, and just amazing other content that's releasing soon.
Yo, that cookie sounds really, really good. Chamomile tea cookie. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, Adam Hossa, good morning to you. How did you get into this industry?
So as touched on earlier, I really wanted to help people. I wanted to give them more of that alternative, the healthier alternative to life. Mm-hmm. God blessed me with the gift of helping people and really teaching people what it is to live a more prosperful life. Mm-hmm. But I actually was working in the industry back in Colorado. So I used to live out there as well, working with dispensary owners, lab owners, manufacturers, even chemists as well, where I really got to understand what it is to be in the CBD industry, in the cannabis field. And just really seeing the benefits it was providing people really showed me a new world where, I mean, they're doing it, but the quality that they're providing is this. I can provide this quality that's a better standing point and really be able to amplify more of that people's lifestyle.
Right.
So that was really what stopped me from not actually doing it and just went and did it.
Right. The Colorado atmosphere, the people, the businesses, the infrastructure, how is that different from here in Illinois?
For starters, numbers.
Okay.
And I say that because, unfortunately, for all of my small business owners out there, Illinois doesn't really care for small business owners.
Okay.
And especially when it comes to the CBD and cannabis industry, we're more looked upon as a bad type of industry. You know what I mean?
Tattoos or something like that. Yeah.
So with CBD, I mean, they've been around. They've been in market for a while. They've helped and taught people so much better things in life and really changed people from taking opioids, overdoses, things in that nature. Where for us, it was, for in Illinois, we're still providing the benefits, but we just move in a different pace than Colorado does.
Right. Okay. And I've been to Colorado. I've been to Denver and Frisco.
Nice. Okay.
Great places. And the atmosphere and the people, the whole vibe out there is just super chill. And I feel like here in Illinois, we're just like pockets of our state know that. Only certain places have that. And I think it's just our super like Bible Belty kind of like history in this state, which has kind of prevented that environment from being, nurturing and warm here. And but our governor's been making some changes with the law and everything like that. Do you know any of those effects that's happened? Are there any things on the pipeline when it comes to like laws and legislation that you feel could be helpful for us?
So, I mean, there's a lot of rumors and a lot of different speculations happening right now in the industry. There's potential of it's probably going to go legal and federally, or it's going to be banning the Delta 8 and Delta 9 side. So it is really one of those, just we have to stay tuned and just really stay in depth of what's going to really be coming to this new world.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know, because I do try to keep up with some of the legislative happenings and all that kind of stuff and how it will affect. So if there's a way to provide a better, safer quality of life for people, I definitely think our state should advocate
100%.
For that.
One other thing to touch on, regarding like the Delta side, for instance, that potentially they're banning that in the entire world, well, making that more legal for dispensaries versus smoke shops and just regular gas stations. With that, it's also one of those where if that was to be a case and there were to ban Delta 8 and Delta 9, that's going to amplify a lot of more changes in the industry. Same thing if it became federally legal. That's why I mentioned just we have to really stay patient and just see how these next few months are going to play out.
All right, 9:15 is the time. Tracy Duran is here. Good morning to you, Tracy Duran. Anil Vaghela, good morning to you. And Malik, and Ankit Patel. Good morning to all of you great people out there. If you're just joining us, I'm here with Jordan Haddad, founder and CEO of Flock and Field Naturals. Amazing products. And as soon as the chamomile cookie gets rolled out, I will definitely try one of those, and I'll report back to you how delightful and tasty it is.
Of course.
What are two of the biggest misconceptions when it comes to Flock and Fields, the industry? I'm talking about just the whole thing. I'm sure that you have had events or been at events where people probably walk up, what's this? Oh, no, I was told blah, blah, blah. What are those blah, blah, blah?
So the biggest misconception is it's going to get me high. It's not the case at all. CBD is formed in two different formats. It can be both cannabis-derived CBD as well as hemp-derived CBD. We're hemp-derived CBD, meaning our products are not going to sedate you. They're not going to make you feel weird. Yes, we do use full spectrum, which is everything in the plants, including that legal cannabis percentage, but it's still not providing you a lot to get you sedated.
Right.
That's the biggest one. For instance, we were at an event last year in 2024, and we had an 85-year-old grandma come up, and she looked at the product. She's like, am I going to feel sedated and I'm going to feel weird? I'm like, no, it's going to help you tremendously. Had her sample actually the lotion out while she was walking around at the event. 20 minutes later, she came back and she bought 4 bottles for me. She's like, oh my God, my hand feels amazing. I can actually move it better now. That's the biggest one that I would say. But besides that, it's, it's really of the trust factor. It's why should I trust Flock and Field over Bob and Joe outside that's doing the same thing?
Right.
And that goes back to what I stated earlier with the legitimacy of our company. We provide COAs, we provide the legitimacy in our paperwork, our product line. We're an open book. If somebody asks us, like, can we go to your facility in Connecticut and go look at the lab? 100%. Let's take a trip and we'll go visit it. So that way you guys can see behind the scenes of the clean, the organic, and all the natural that we put into 100% of our products.
Time is 9:18 a.m. Jenny Orta, good morning to you. Kamal Dixon, good morning to you as well. Tell me about Black Sheep.
So that was my other company, which is, well, still is my company, but my other brand, which is a podcast and event brand. So with that started actually based off of COVID. The reason being is because when COVID first happened, so many people felt misunderstood. So many people felt scared and timid. It was really one of those sink or swim type of years.
Facts.
Where if you didn't know what you were wanting to do, unfortunately you weren't going to make it through the year.
Right.
But if you had that hustle, that drive, that prosperity of going out, I mean, like you stated earlier, this is your 5th year. So you guys basically started during the COVID era as well.
Oh, yeah, like 3 months.
So with you and us, it's like we were really able to see behind the scenes, because if COVID didn't happen, potentially you won't be doing this, and
Right.
I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
So for me, it's like the Black Sheep came based off of that, to really inspire, to teach people, to understand that the mask that you wear needs to be taken off. And
Facts.
you need to show the world who you are, because God, like, you're not here just for the hell of it.
Right.
You're here for a gift. Like,
on.
you are put on this world for a purpose.
That's right.
Where if you don't go out and chase your journeys, you're not going to fulfill that full happiness of life.
Absolutely. You were made for great things, not just to do the ComEd filing and you type the...
I mean, to think about it, and just to add on one other thing, Steve Jobs, for instance, Bill Gates, Walt Disney,
Facts.
Michael Jordan, LeBron James. Like, there's so many GOATs that have been before us that are the underdogs.
Right.
But they turned out to legends. You know why? Because they had that gift.
Absolutely. What would Michael Jordan be if he didn't get cut from the team?
If he didn't miss 10,000 free throws.
Exactly. Just because you can't see the greatness. And it reminds, so at 9:30 a.m., our sister program, Buenos Dias Aurora, has a great interview for the folks today, just kind of preview. And Medea will be talking to Raquel Orta. Here's the thing. Just like you said with Black Sheep, right? It was tough as heck for us to start doing something that we never done before in the middle of a pandemic. But you get people like Raquel Orta, who has this organization, Rachel's Decorations, like, to try to do and serve people for their quinceañeras, their parties, that's not easy. That is not easy. So we should be able to let our boat rise, support somebody else's boat.
100%.
It's this. I mean, come on, right? If you're chasing your dream, I get a kick out of helping you chase it.
100%.
So we should be, so for those Black Sheeps, those people who are doing those things that if you're going to sleep, you're thinking about it, you wake up, you're thinking about it, you should be doing it.
100%.
You should be doing it.
100%.
So 9:21 is the time. This is your episode, though. I'm sorry to just...
No, you're good. And just to add on this, before we actually had the podcast went live, we were actually touching about it, where it's like that saying where we can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Right.
Same thing with us. People can guide us to our dreams. They can guide us to new journeys. But if we're not actually waking up and seeing that we have that gift within us,
Right.
we're just going to look at the water and just admire it. We're not going
Exactly.
to drink it. We're not going to taste it. We're not going to fulfill the better version of ourselves.
Absolutely, absolutely. And she's going to be interviewed by our dear friend Medea too, who is a realtor and everything like that. But it's like the journey between thinking about it and doing it and then becoming it is not easy. It's not. It took a lot to be here. This is why I appreciate this gift. It took a lot to create everything in this bag. It really did. So I appreciate your efforts, man, and shout out to Flock and Field and everything that you guys got coming. It's 9/22. So I am curious. Where have Flock and Field events taken you? You're originally from Colorado, Chicago. Where have you been? Talk about the places that you've been with the Flock and Field journey. Have you been places you've never been before, new towns, new cities, and things like that?
100%. New towns and new cities, most definitely. I was doing my research, and even when I do some of these events, I'm like, I didn't even know this was a city in Illinois.
Right.
Like, we're so big in this state where it's like there's so many different playing fields to go into. But, even starters, we went to Michigan, we went to Colorado. We're going to Miami this year, to Texas. Like, we're going to different facilities. And yes, it probably would have happened without Flock and Field, meaning just like a vacation. But being able to go out there for my business, it's a different type of level.
Oh, it hits different. 100%. Absolutely. Absolutely. I was watching parades, right? I was standing there eating popcorn. But it's different when you're covering it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a whole different thing. 9:23 is the time. Hugo Saltigeri is here. Good morning to you, Hugo Saltigeri. And Anil Dughad. Good morning to you. Jenny Orta, too. So what's next? What's next for Flock and Field?
There's a lot.
Okay.
It's one of those.
Smiling, too.
It's one of those things where I tell everybody that I can't drop all the sauce on you.
Sure.
But staying tuned for what's about to come, being one of them, like our cookie release. Our blogs are about to get released. We got a lot of different things coming to social media, some new products that are going to be released in the upcoming months as well. Okay. But just also expanding. We're getting into different states. We actually just closed our deal in Arizona. So now we're in the Tucson area, or Tucson area in Arizona.
Okay.
And we're just growing. There's a lot. So I'm beyond grateful and looking forward to what this year is going to bring.
Is Arizona as warm and welcoming of a climate as Colorado?
Yes.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to their health and wealth.
Okay. I've only been there once. I've been to Mesa, so I couldn't really tell what it was like. But if it's a warm place for that, that's good.
Definitely recommend it.
Any cities that you're looking forward to, like any wish list areas and cities and locations, even states?
That's a big one. I think our biggest wish list, which hopefully all goes as planned, but actually to be in downtown Chicago on, what's the street? I think Oak Street, right by the beach down by Lakeshore Drive.
Right.
Where like all the high-end facilities are, like Gucci and Baby Ape, things like that. But we're actually in process right now of getting onto one of the buildings down there, which is going to be a spa and a studio out in that area.
A spa?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we are primarily, like I stated earlier, wellness and or topical and skincare brand.
Right.
So we're in med spas, dermatology offices, chiropractors. But besides that, going into like the more in the Texas area, more in the New York area, things in like Kentucky where people want that alternative but are so stuck in their ways, like New York and Chicago. We're so stuck in our ways where we don't want to open the book.
Absolutely.
So that's another big wish list for us.
We want new restaurants and new things, but every time we go somewhere we get the same thing. Just let me get the number 3. Good morning to you. Good frozen morning. That's from Hugo. Mansouri Ryan, good morning to you as well. As we start to land this airplane here, what would you like people to know about you?
That's a loaded question. I think,
and by extension, Flock and Fields.
If we're specifically targeting Flock and Field, is our gift or our impact that we want to make in this world is having you fulfill every positivity inside. If it's from your health, if it's from your smile, if it's from your prosperity. That is why we started the company. As stated earlier, we really are dedicated towards the health side. We really want to impact your life, to have you live 50 more years, 100 more years. My 92-year-old grandpa is using our products because he has arthritis and muscle spasms. Where like things like that is like we are making this impact, and we are dedicating our company, our mission, our products to you. Like, we're not focused on us. We're focused on you in the future.
Right. Well, I want to say thank you very much to Jordan Haddad for coming on to tell us all about Flock and Field Naturals. Flock and Field is also on Instagram. They're on Facebook as well, so please go follow them on all of the social media sites. And we'll be happy to share the events when they come up, so people can definitely get in contact with you and everything. And one more time, the website is flockandfieldnaturals.org.
.com.
All right. So the show ends on a positive note. What is your message today for the people of anywhere, not just Aurora?
To make it real brief, and I'll have 2 touching points. My first one will be, if you have a gift, no matter what it is in life, never stop chasing it. Never give up because your cousin, your friend, your relative is telling you that can never be something. If you listen to the naysayers, you're not going to be your full potential. And my second dropping dime will be, today is the oldest that you'll ever be. So why not just start? Like, start living. You're not going to be the same age tomorrow.
That's
you're going to be different.
Yeah.
So just start.
Well said. Very well said. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hope that you guys have a great, fantastic, positive rest of this day. Good Morning Aurora will return tomorrow with more news and a great interview for you. Right now, we're going to turn it on over to Buenos Dias, Aurora, the second largest city's first bilingual news podcast. And Raquel Horta, the founder of Rachel's Decorations, will tell you about her upcoming Quince Expo, and she'll be interviewed by Mireya Banuelos. Be blessed. Take care of yourself and each other.
Being a local business in Chicago, we've always worked with community banks, but over time, those smaller banks started getting acquired by larger national footprint banks. It became time to work with Wintrust to meet our needs without having to have that big bank feel.
Wintrust understood what they wanted to accomplish, and they've increased in size 5 times over.
As we continue to grow, we're going to keep needing to borrow, so I'm sure they're going to love that.
Serving their needs. It's really the foundation of what Wintrust Commercial Banking is all about.